Hello and welcome guys. So this is the second video about Golang. Specifically in this video we will talk about how to add rooms logic into our chat application. So we will continue where we left off with the chat app. However, once again, the point of this video is not to build a chat application, but to learn Golang tools, right? We will once again use channels, use coroutines, use different techniques to avoid race conditions. Once again, I'm not going to use any mutexes. We will do this purely with channels. That's the goal of the video. And later on, I'm planning in the next video to test it out, how it's going to perform with channels purely or with mutexes and locks. Once again, let's just quickly recap where we left off in the previous video. So we added a broadcast logic. We were adding every client into our server, and then whenever someone sends, like for example, this is client one sends the message, we will take all these clients, right, and send them messages. Now we will add more logic. We will add join room, leave room, and send room message, right? And for example, client one wants to join room one, we will send him here. Another client we will send here, and so on. And the same for the leave room. And then let's assume that this is client 3 and he will send some message. So we will pick all the clients in this room like so and send them the message he is sending, right? This message. So this is continuation of the previous video. We will build on top of it. So we will take on more cases, more scenarios, and obviously we will add more complexity. I think this is a great video to practice Golang and understand concurrency, how to avoid race conditions. And let's straight away jump into code. All right, so we will continue where we left off in the previous videos. We will do in this video join, leave, and send room message. If you haven't checked out the previous video, I still highly recommend you to check it out, but nevertheless, I will do a quick rundown of what we did in the previous video. So we have a server we created with clients, mutex, and different channels, right? So our main point is that we are storing inside of our server every single client that joins, and then when we get a broadcast message, we send it to basically all the clients, right? We loop through them and send to them. But the main point is here, although I have a mutex, we are not using mutexes here at all. We are doing everything purely with channels. So how did we achieve that? We are creating except loop, and in except loop, as you can see, we have an infinite loop that waits for messages from every single channel that we have. But the main point is that we are not creating coroutine for join and leave server. So we are processing them synchronously one by one. And that's why we don't need to have a mutex inside of them. So as you can see, I'm just assigning like so, the new client. And then when we need to delete, we just remove it from the map. And everything works fine. But the only thing that when we need to broadcast, as you can see here, I'm using coroutine. And we are sending right here, because we don't know how many clients we're going to have. I don't want to do it synchronously because it might take a time, quite a while. And in here we are doing this in, as I mentioned, in coroutine, but we need to make a copy of clients because some clients can be added, removed, etc. So we are making a copy, so we have them in the memory, and in case of someone will be removed, we still have them. And this way we are avoiding race conditions as well. All right, this is pretty much the rundown of how everything works. If you're curious how we do the join room, it's we have handle WS. Whenever client joins, we upgrade WebSocket connection and we send client to this room, and then we create two infinite loops once again, one for write message and one for read message. If we get an error in any of those, right, we will disconnect the client. Actually, let me check out. Right, we will send him into leave, right? On defer, we will exit this function and we will send him into leave server, and whatever message we receive here, right, we are reading from the channel, we are sending it into broadcast. So here now we will need to add more types and separate, right? So some messages will be for broadcast, some messages will be for join room, leave room, and room message. So this is what we're gonna do now. All right, so first things first, let's create a room. So this is gonna be a room. Let's capitalize you. And as well, room will have the same clients, right? It will have its own abstraction. Do we need mutex? Probably not. Let's just leave room. What else we're gonna have? We're gonna have an ID of the room, which will come from the client. And I think this is all we need. Let's create func new room. And it will obviously return a pointer to the room. And here we will return room, and ID will be ID, and we must provide ID here. it will come from, once again, a client. So client will send a message to us. He wants to join room, I don't know, for example, 1, right? And if we have this room, we will join him. If we don't have it, we will create the room and join the client to the room. And clients will be, yep, just an empty slice for now. All right, now let's add new types. So we have message type, we have only broadcast. Now we will have way more. So we will have broadcast, we will have join room. We will have leave room. And we will have room message. Or send room message. Room message, it's clear. All right, and now where we have our, oh, actually we are not, do we use it? No, we are not using it right now. So let's find our broadcast channel. Actually, I think I jumped over it. Where was it? Okay, it's here. And now we need to check which message we received. So we will have switch statement here. Do I have autocomplete? Yes, nice. So if we got, we will switch our message type. So the first one, if we got broadcast, right, we will send it to broadcast, and that's it. And now if we, yeah, actually we need to create all the others. Let me just comment this out. And in our server, we need to create the same channels for all of them. So this will be join. Name and room message channel. And all of them will be, yeah, request message, I think. Actually, let me just snatch this tree out. All right. And now let's go back to the broadcast. Where was it? Right, in here. Now we will have another case. So why I'm not getting the autocomplete? Do I need to break here? I don't think I need to. Okay, let's break. Nope, still not getting autocomplete. Okay. Case, this will be message type. Let's do join room. So we will see, we will have once again the same thing. Just this will be join room. Leave room. And room message. What's going on? Room message. Okay, we'll delete this part. All right. So whenever the new client joins, right now we will check the message type he has. And if he wants to join room, we will join him to the room. If he wants to leave the room, we will remove him from the room. And if we have a, he wants to send a message to the room, we will send the message, right? So now we expect the client, we will have this kind of contract with the client. If client's sending something else, we will just ignore it, right? So default, we can like throw an error to the client. I don't know if we should do it, but for now we will just, right, we will ignore it. I will just fmt println unknown message type, and we will ignoring it. All right, but later on, I don't know, maybe to do return error to client that he violated the contract, something like that. All right, now we have all the channels we are sending data. Now we need to obviously process it. So I will just copy this stuff. Actually, just one of them. Let's do join room. And here we will have a message. And here we will provide message. And now we don't have any functions for that. Once again, let me snatch out this function. So this will be join room. And here we will have not the client, we will have room request message. Actually, we can give just client here, I think, right? Because we don't need the entire message. Ah, no, we need the message because, and yes, in request message, now we will have a room ID. And this will be also string. And actually, we need to add how it's going to be parsed. That it's going to be JSON of a type. We will send type from the client. So we need to add these annotations for parsing JSON. And whenever we do unmarshalling, it will check if we have these values on our JSON, which arrive from the client, and unmarshal them straight away into struct into this keys. All right, we will not have the client, we will have data. And for room ID, I think I have like this. And later on, I will show you how it works. And we will have the same here. We will need to add a room ID. It will be string. And let me just snatch this part as well. We'll have type. We will have data. We will have sender ID. And we will have room ID. All right. Now, let's do the join room. So here we will provide the entire message. So our RID will be message room ID, right? And now if we need to check if we have this room already on our server, so we will, oh yes, and we need to add rooms here as well, right? So our server now will contain all the clients and all the rooms. So this will be as well map string and a pointer to the room. And we need to create it like so. All right, and now in our server we'll check if this room exists. So room, okay, and we can do it like so. We'll check server dot, actually not room, let's make this rooms, right? Because it's not a single one. And here will be, let's adjust join room. So if rooms has this RID, right, then we will have room and this will be true. If we don't have it, if not okay, it means that this room does not exist. We need to create it, right? So room will be new room and we need to provide ID, RID. And actually, yeah, I think this is fine. We need to assign it to the server now. So now server will be equal. We create a new room. We attach it to our server. And now we need to add client to the room, right? So room clients and message client ID will be equal to message client, like so. And now let's just here client join the room. And here we will have RID, and here we will have message client ID, like so. I think this is all we need to do, right? So we created room, we assigned room to the server, and we added client to the room. And now we will do the same for live room. And here we once again we will have message and request message, and we will once again check if room exists. If not, okay, right? We will just log it out and return from this function. Room does not exist. Cannot leave room. That does not exist. And actually, yeah, let's do printf. And here once again, RID and CID. And here RID and message client ID. All right, if we have a room, then we need to delete from room. Just, yeah, I think this is all we need to do. Message client ID and not room clients. Let's copy this one. Left the room. All right, this is all nice. So if we have a room, right, if we actually don't have a room, right, we will just return from this function. If we have the room, we'll try to remove the client. If, like, what does delete do? Does it throw error? No. So if this client is not in this room, we made some kind of mistake, right? We'll just, meaning it's not in the room, right? Nothing will happen. We'll just log it out that client left the room anyways. Now the only thing that if client leaves the server entirely, we need to remove him from every single room that we have, right? He cannot just leave the server. He needs to, basically we need to go through all the rooms, and if the client is in that room, we need to remove him from this list. Right, so let's loop over as rooms. So let's name this R. So now we need to check if the client is in this specific room, right? So we don't need client, we just need to check if it is okay. So our clients has c.id, and if okay, we need to delete it, right? Delete our clients c.id, and this is it. Once again, we are not using any mutexes. This should happen asynchronously, and we should not have any race conditions. And yeah, we have leave room. Now let's add it into our set loop. Leave room. And now the final one is a message. I'm thinking about, it's going to be pretty much the same as broadcast, right? It will be actually almost exactly the same, but we will have just a different list of clients. Okay, let's make it just a separate function for now, but later on we will refactor it. And room message, once again, we will do in Go routine, right? We don't want to block, we don't know how many clients are in the room. We want to do it as fast as possible. All right. Oh, not leave room, but send room message. All right, now let's take broadcast. Just thinking, it's actually going to be the same. Right, so we will take this function and actually we will create send message. And here, yeah, it will be the same actually. Let's do it like so. This will be send message. And here we will do as send message clients. And actually in here, We will move this part into broadcast, right? We will not provide it here. We will do this mapping inside, and this is what's going to be different regarding these functions. So one will be broadcast, and the same we will have for room message. So the clients, we will take them not from the server, we will take them from as rooms are message room ID, right? Like so. The only thing we need to check that this room actually exists once again. Let's take this logic. So RID is this one, room okay. If not okay, right, we will return from the function because, right, if room does not exist, this client doesn't have permission, right? He's in the wrong place, basically. Okay, fmt printf. Actually, should we check if this client is in this room? If room exists, right? So first one, the room does not exist. Not send message into it. And now the same thing for C. Okay, if now this room clients has CID, how do you name it? Message client's ID. If actually we don't need the client, right? Because we have him. If not okay, once again, we will return the client does not belong to the room. Message client ID, and let's make it next line, and this will be our ID. Okay, and here we don't need the equal signs. Now, if everything is fine, we will loop. Let's make it just shorter since we already have the room. Right now we're making a slice of clients. Once again, we are making copy. And actually thinking about clients, we need to send messages in Goroutine, but we need to make slices synchronously, right? Where is it? So now we will remove Goroutines here. So we need to make slices synchronously. So we do not log them, and then we will send message in Goroutine. And here broadcast was sent, and here we will say printf. Let's just copy this part. Client send message to the room like so. All right, why we need to do this synchronously, right? Because we are not locking anything, right? So if we have multiple coroutines which are creating the slices from rooms of clients, we will have race condition here. So these clients can be added, removed, and we are adjusting the same heap location right at the same time. So this is going to be a data race. And now we are doing these slices synchronously. And then we provide them into Goroutine, right? Already a copy. And then this is fine because we're going to be working with different slices. Actually, here we can do even like so. So this is in the end, we'll say CLS. Let's do a little bit help slightly to our garbage collector, right? So we will remove the slice once we are done with it. All right, I think this is actually it. And now we can move on to creating client and testing it all out. Actually, first, let's test out that the logic overall is working, and then we will write an actual test, right? Testing here that race conditions are, that we don't have race conditions. So I have a basic front end here, right? We can connect to it. Let's just do this. Let's start our server. So server is running. Let's connect client 1. Let's enter room 1. So we joined. So we join room. Let's take a look at our backend, right? We join the room. Let's make this a bit smaller. Let's add another connection. We will connect and we will join the same room. And now I will send the room message. Send. So room message. And yeah, this client didn't get anything. Marshal object into go struct into string. Okay, I think I'm not sending just a string. Yeah, I'm sending data as this thing. Okay, I don't want to change the front end. I will change the back end. Right, we will just change where's the request message. This will be data, not string. This will be an interface, basically any type. And the same we will do for response. And I also noticed that we have not room MSG, but we have, what is it? Room message, right? Let's rename it like so. Let's restart our server and see how it's going to work. So we're connecting, we're joining room 1. Let's switch to we're joining room 1. And now if I will send broadcast, right, everyone receives broadcast, but nothing in the room. And if I will send a room message, sent, but nothing received, all right. Broadcast was sent, message was sent to room 1. Okay. Am I not sending them to the channel? Room message, no, I'm sending it. Room message, all right. Send message. Should work. Right, let me place a debugger here. Let's stop this one out. Let's run it in debug mode. Let's do it one more time. Join room 1. And I will just send the message. So what do we have here? We have response. Room ID is nothing. All right, I'm not assigning room ID. And why is that? Do we have it in message? Yes. But we are not assigning it in here. Right, makes sense. Room ID. Message room ID. Let's restart our backend. Let's connect one more time. Let's join the room. Let's send the message. All right, we should have 0 clients, right? Clients are empty right now. Okay, let's join another join and room message. All right, now what do we have? So now we are sending a response into the channel. And yes, we have received the message. Let's connect one more client. Enter room 1, room. Let's remove debugger for now. And then we are sending this message. And yeah, everyone got it, right? And nothing in a broadcast. Yes, no one is getting it as a broadcast. So let's send here room message from client 1. All right, so this one sent it. This guy received, and this guy received. Okay, so we can see that the backend is working fine. And now let's actually go to the difficult part. We're going to write out the actual test. And we will test for race conditions, right? This is the whole purpose. Just a brief pause. If you enjoy this type of content or want to watch me live code projects like this, hit subscribe button and ring that bell. It is free, takes 2 seconds, and helps me a ton. As you can see, only a very small percentage of you guys actually subscribe to my channel. Anyways, thank you very much for all the support. Let's continue. Alrighty. Let's copy test connection. Let's copy this whole thing like so. And this will be test rooms, something like this. So let's actually think of what we should do. And will tell you that this part might be not necessary to make your server work, but I recommend you to follow along because we're going to do a lot of synchronization, understanding how to join, leave server and things like this. And I'm sure you can learn a lot from me doing this. All right, let's go through it. So the first thing we need to do, we need to obviously join server. Then the second part, we need to join room. The third part, we need to send room message. Right, and in here we need to make sure no race, and we got count, right, correct count. And in join room we will need at least 2 clients, right, because the same client doesn't send the message to himself. And join server, right, I think this is it. And then we need to leave room, and client count should be 0 in room. So this is what we're gonna test. All right, so let's start adjusting our code. So the client count will be, let's keep it to just 2. Message count, let's keep it to 5. Let's rename this to message count. Right, so we will send to message count, and the target messages will be client -1 plus message count. Do we need to wait group? Probably not. Maybe we will use it, but for now I will remove it. Dial server, what does dial server do? All right, so we're creating read loop here. We are dialing. We are actually doing tests here. Okay, we will not need this. We will need to create new client. Yes, we will keep this. Write loop, dial server. All right, I think we will definitely remove this part. Let's keep the timer, and let's keep the message logic. And let's refactor it. So first of all, we're not going to dial the server. Let's make a separate function. I mean, we will dial server, but we will do it differently. Let's make just something like function join server. And here we will provide, this will be on our test client. So this will be c dot connection will be connection. We will return from it, although we don't need to. All right. And actually, I think we already have some functions. Yeah, we have write loop here. Let's keep it here as well. So this will be join server. Let's keep it from the small letter. Then we have a read loop here, right? We're gonna snatch it from here. And once again, this will be on our test client. We'll create a separate read loop. As you can see, I'm kind of going through the motions, but I recommend you doing the same because you kind of remembering, right? You're building this memory muscle. Then you're going to be very comfortable with writing any type of Golang code. All right, so in the read loop message, what do we need to do? We need to check that we are able to unmarshal this message, right? That it's a valid message from the server. If it's invalid, then we need to probably fail the test. And we need to increment the message count we received, right? So let's add actually on test config, bury message count. Let's just rename this to just regular message count. So we're getting our bytes. We need to create a response message. This is going to be new response message, and we need to error will be JSON, nope, JSON.unmarshal, and we unmarshal bytes into response. If we have an error, we will log fatal and just error, right? Otherwise, we will increment the counter. We will say that, and we need to pass in the counter here. So we will just counter, and this will be pointer to atomic int64. And we will say that counter add 1. So we received 1 message. Now we need to close this loop. For that, let's actually create exit channel. This is just going to be channel of struct. If we are getting an error here, we will return, right? And here we will say defer close exit. And now we will create a select statement here. So we will be stuck. Case if we got message from the exit, we will return from this coroutine, right? So we are not leaking the coroutines. And also on the test client CTX, if we're getting context done, we will return as well, right? If we are shutting down the entire test. All right, this is done. Join server. What else we need to do? We need to write loop. It's already here. It's working. It's nice. Do we need to close connection? I think we will close connection separately because I want to leave the room and then close connection, and close connection will trigger leaving server. So I need to leave rooms and then leave server. I want to test it out this way. All right, now let's move back here. So we will have just connection. Actually, this will be in a loop, right? We will have four. We will go over TC client count. Here will be just index. I don't know if we will need it. So connection will be join server. All right, this is not going to be on a test client. This is just going to be a separate function. And we will need to return connection here. And this will return WebSocket connection. So this will be join server. Right now, client will be new client, and we will provide connection. Now we will create coroutines for client read message loop, and here we need to provide server. So why am I providing the entire server? Oh no, I'm not creating new test client connection, and here we need to provide context. Yes, I remember that. C read message loop, and we need to provide counter. So this will be our TC and message count. TC message count, and we will need to create a write coroutine writer. Now we have our reader, we have our writer. We will delete this, and now we basically need to join the room, right? Did I create for that? Nope, I did not create anything. Let's remove this part from here. Let's place it in here, and I will snatch this one out. And actually, I don't have anything for that, so we will have join room. And here we will have room ID. We'll create a message, will be pointer to request message. So we'll have message type join room. Then data will be, I don't know, something, wanna join room. And room ID will be room ID, right? And then c.message channel, we will send into message channel this message. And we are listening for this message channel in here. Once we receive it, we will write into connection this message. So basically we will send it to the server. All right, where did I left it off? Join room. Now we need the same for leave room. Gonna be very simple, very straightforward now. Leave room, the same, but just leave room. And we'll have the same for send room message. And as you might have guessed, a room message. All right, a bit of repetitive, but it is what it is. Let's just rename in case we'll check the test. Wanna live room, wanna send room massage. All right, now we have our thingy, and now we'll say c.join room, and room, let's create some kind of random thing. This will be room ID room 1. So for now we will test it out with just a single room, and then we will add 2 rooms or as many rooms as we like. So for the first test, just to make sure that we don't have any race conditions, so we don't need the index here. All right, we join the room. We don't need any of this. We don't need wait group. We'll just cancel. Let's wait for like 3 seconds here to make sure that, yeah, we disconnected. Right, let's remove the wait group. Okay, no, let's skip it. I don't know. Join room. And actually, let's send the room message straight away for... so we'll have a sender. This will be clients. Oh, okay, yeah, I need to create some kind of clients slice. So this will be a slide of test client and like so. And in here, clients will be equals to append, and we'll append the client. Right, we don't need to lock anything, right? Because we are just doing this in the loop. We're not doing this concurrently. So clients 0 will be our sender. And now we will go through message count. All right. And this is just going to be index. And our sender will send room message, right, to room ID. Yep, I think this is good. We will use index later on. Okay, let's remove it. We don't need it. So we're sending room message. All right, now let's create an infinite loop, and we will wait. Let's actually move timeout here to make sure that everyone joined the room. Then we're sending the message, and now we will make sure that we are receiving all the messages, right? In order to do that, we will say that tc message count load will be the same as tc target message count. If that's the case, we will break, right? And let's here sleep also for a second, otherwise it will trigger way too often. So we'll trigger it with a copy. We'll trigger it every second. All right, and let's just print it out. Let's move this to a variable car count. So car message count and target. And this will be car count, and this will be target message count. All right, then we are canceling. We will leave the server. We will give a second to leave the server. And looks good to me. We'll just say for range. The same thing like here. Actually, no. This will be over clients. This will be client. And we can do this in Goroutine. We will say, yeah, leave room, not room. Yeah, leave room. And the same room ID. And yeah, let's give a few seconds to leave the room. Okay, the test looks good. So once again, what we are doing, we are joining server, we are getting connection, we are creating new client, we are creating read loop and write loop. In read loop, whenever we get a message, right, from the room messages, we will increment the counter by 1, and counter is the number of messages we received. So since we have 2 clients, one will be sender, another will be receiver. So we should receive only 5 messages, right? So this is our target message count. So we have clients count minus 1 times message count. All right, so the sender is not receiving anything, and then we are checking every second how many messages did we received, right? Which we incremented in the read loop. And once we received 5 messages, in our case, we will break the loop, we will cancel, Actually, we need to cancel here. What does ctx done? In the right loop, we'll just leave the go routine, leave. We are not closing connection right now. All right, let's just leave it at that. Okay, let's just do ccon close here as well. Okay, let's close it afterwards. Let's just test it out, make sure that we don't have any race conditions right now. Let's just run in debug mode, see how it's working. All right, looks amazing. So client joined server, client joined room, client joined server, client joined room, as expected. Then we have 5 in a row message sent to the room 1 from the first client, right, who is sender, and current message count 5, target message count 5, and exiting test, right? It passed because we are not asserting anything, but nevertheless, everything is working. I didn't see that we were leaving the room, right? That is strange. All right, we will need to look into that. Leave room, leave room. All right, now we need to somehow know how many clients we have in a room and check for that as well, because here we are sleeping and we should actually know that clients joined the room. And actually before that, we need to test for race condition, right? The most important part. And I think I need to add in a make file. Let's add specifically this test. We will test rooms race. So we will test race. Let's set timeout as well. So time, let's set to 30 seconds. We will set run and what's the name of the test? And it's located in a dot. Right, let me just snatch this out and we'll do this like so. Okay, amazing. We don't have a race condition. So we were able to join and send room message without any race conditions. Awesome. The only thing I still don't see, we are leaving. But okay, we will work on it right now, why we are not leaving. But first of all, we need to add more details into our server so we can track how many clients are in each room. Yeah, let's do that first. Right, so in our server, where's the server? We will need to add some test data. I don't think we can do it without it. Actually, we will add it first in a room. We'll have clients count, which will be atomic in 64. This will be a pointer. So clients count will be make, actually, no, new. Atomic in 64. And now on the join room, we will increment room clients count, add 1. And on the leave room, add -1. Now we will also need something like test details, struct test data, test room results. We'll have room ID probably, which will be string, and we will have clients count, just an integer. Right, and we will create on the server func as server get test results, and we will return test room results. So how we're gonna do this? We need to receive here room ID, right? And so room will be as rooms room ID, and we will return test room results, and here will be room ID, room ID, and clients count will be room clients load, like so. Not sure it's gonna work. Feel like we're gonna get race condition. But let's see how it's gonna go. So here we will create a loop once again. We will get results. I will say test results like so, and we will add a room ID, and this will be on our server. Right? How did we name it? Create server. All right, we need to move server into, yeah, it should be on as server. We'll remove this part. So here will be new server as like so. And here we will have the same thing because we need access to the server. Test connection will be the same. All right, and now in here we will have test results. And if test results client count equal to client count, right? We'll break out of the loop. Simple as that, right? So we know that this room received all the clients. Then we can send to them message. Good, good. And in here, we will do the same thing, but we need to make sure that we have 0 clients right after the leave room. So we'll do it until this is 0. And we have 30 seconds maximum, so if I'm doing something wrong, something will tell me about it. Okay, amazing. Is it working? I felt like we're gonna get a race condition. Let me just empty println exiting client count join loop, exiting client count leave loop. Just add additional logs just to make sure. Okay, I'm getting the logs. Leave loop, join loop. So we are sending messages. We receive the messages, client left. Amazing, amazing. And then now on cancel, let's in here we will defer c.connection.close. So we're closing connection in the rind loop. We'll give 2 seconds. Do we need to check that the server is empty? I think not, right? We'll just send cancel. We'll clean it up. So far, everything looks good. Let's run it one more time. Okay, amazing. And we can see that client left server. Obviously, we are leaving test before that, but it's okay. We see that everything is working. Let's make a message count to 50 just to... Yeah, all good. Okay, now we will test with more clients. All right, I will speed up the video here because it's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff and this video is already getting a bit long, so I will type it out and I will explain what I'm doing afterwards. All right, so let's go through the test. So what I've changed, I increased number of clients to 2 and we will have now 2 rooms. So I hard-coded room 1 and room 2, but obviously we can make an array, make it pretty, but I just wanted to show you the example, right, that it's working, and it's not the point of writing the correct and beautiful test. The point is to show that, right, the logic is working and we don't have any problems with race conditions. All right, so now I have a client count in room 2, R2 client count, and then I'm creating a random generate, right? And I'm assigning them to room ID number 2. So we have room ID, room 1, and room ID 2, right? Room 2. So then I'm randomly joining every client to different room. And as you can see, I'm assigning a room to the client. And now I'm calculating how many messages should each client receive, right? And I'm getting the number of clients. So basically here we are getting how many messages each room should receive, each client in each room. And then we are basically getting the test results and seeing what's going to happen. And the only thing I updated that in the where is the read message loop? Room message loop. Okay. Now I'm checking which room I received the message from, and I have two counters: counter 1, counter 2. Once again, we can make it more prettier, but not the point of this video, right? So once again, we are getting the counter from each one and checking that we are receiving the correct number of messages, right? So here we are checking how many clients joined. Once we see that all the clients joined, we are sending message to all of them. After that, we are loading how many messages were received in each room, and we are making sure that basically we receive the exact count, and then we are breaking out of this loop. Then the rest is the same, right? We are just leaving rooms, and yeah, once the client count is 0, we are leaving and canceling. So let's check it out if it works in debug mode. All right, looks good to me. So we got clients, as you can see, joined room 2, joined room 1, joined room 2 on a random. Some of them like room 1, and we got the current client count in room 1, 6, and room 2, 4. And then we are exiting join loop. We reach the required number of clients. Then each client sends messages. As you can see, some are sending to room 1, some are sending to room 2, and then we are checking the current message count. And once we receive them, all the clients are leaving. The only thing why we are not exiting the test. All right, I need to check it out. Time sleep 1 time second. Let's not make it infinite. And let me see what's happening here. All right, once again, we're joining all the rooms. All right, DR, test results, client count -7. All right, I went over the board. And this is because in here we are leaving just room 1. We need to change this to the client's room, and this should work. Let's debug it one more time. All right, now test results. As you can see, client's room count is 0, and we are exiting the test. All right, amazing. We don't have... Oh, let's check for the race conditions, actually. So for now, everything seems to work fine. Let's test it out. Okay, test passed. Obviously, we are leaving after the test. We are canceling after the test. We can make it pretty. The only thing, right? So everything is working without race conditions. And to prove it to you, let me just show you, for example, accept loop. If we will, for example, do a leave room in Go routine, let's see what's going to happen. Right, we're getting race condition now, as you can see, that data race. So as you can see, the synchronization in, right, why it's happening, because now we are concurrently updating we are removing clients from the room, and we can't do this, right? And we are concurrently updating this part, but I think that's not the problem. If I will update it, we will still get race conditions. So basically we cannot update mob at the same time, right? Once again, I got the race. And where it's happening, main 199, right? On the leave room. And specifically on this line, right? So we are deleting from the same map at the same time. How we can fix it if we want to do it in a Go routine, we can use mutexes, but right, we can lock here, so lock and unlock here. But that's the whole point of this video, that I wanted to do it without mutexes, because from what I read, this should be working way faster via the channels. Not way faster, but faster. Nevertheless, I think this video is done. The next thing is actually, that's what I want to do. I want to test it out with channels, the current implementation, against the implementation with locks, right? Channels vs locks, and which one will perform better. But so far for this video, I think we are done. Let me just make the final part, that when we are canceling, can we do it quickly? So we need to get 0 clients on the server, and once we have 0 clients on the server, we can leave the test. Do we have client counter? I think we do not. All right, I don't want to add another counter. Okay, let's do it actually a bit differently. We will use a channel to get the client count. So we will create request channel. This will be channel of struct. And we will have a client count channel. This will be channel of integer. And we will create them here for testing. And we will use channels to provide the responses. So this will be request channel, and it will be make channel struct, and client count channel. This will be also make chan integer. All right, now in accept loop, we will case just we got a request into our request channel, and what we will do, we will send the client count to this channel synchronously, and this should not create race condition as well. So we will as client count channel, we will send lengths of server.clients. And now on the server, we'll create get test results. Okay, get room test results, and this will be get server test results. And what we will do, this is going to be quite interesting. We will return from here an integer. We don't need anything, and we will send into server request channel a struct. And we should wait for a response from it. Like so. Now let's adjust this to room. Now we are canceling, and in here we will say that ccount should be server get server test results. And actually, once again, okay, ccount is kind of weird. Let's make client count. And once again, we will sleep for a second and make sure that the client count is 0. We will break out of the loop. And here, let's print out client count. Just to client count. All right. Let's debug it. Okay, as you can see, client count is 0, and we are exiting the server. So how does it work, right? So we are sending a request to request channel. And once we get any message into this channel, we will send a length of clients into client count channel. And pretty much like this. And we are doing this once again synchronously in our big accept loop. The only thing, oh, why didn't I get a, this was just a regular debug. That's why I didn't get race condition. Actually, let's test it out for race condition. So for now it's working. Now let's do the same with the race. Right? No race condition. Amazing. So if we're just returning, for example, in this test, right, we can just, let me comment it out, return len. Why can't we do this, right? Client count, just as clients. This will create race condition because once again, we will be accessing this part concurrently. There we go. We got data race, right? We can't even access lengths like this, right? We need to do it via channel. We need to synchronize it. So do it. Well, you got the point in except loop, the one I showed you just now. All right. I think this is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment. If you didn't like something, let me know as well. I'm happy to hear the criticism and improve my videos. And for now, thank you. I'll see you in the next one.